JJ and CeeLo back with us to talk Yankees. So Luis Gil got pulled in the 5th inning, third straight start where he struggled a little bit. So JJ, how do you think the Yankees should handle him?
So he's got to start Michelle for the foreseeable future. The Yankees don't have a reliable alternate that's waiting in the wings until Clark Schmidt comes off the IL. We're talking early August, best case scenario. So I think a lot of people are looking at it and they're saying, okay, Luis Gil at some point in time, because of this innings limit, we know he hasn't thrown more than 100 innings in his entire life. Is he going to be able to start and take the ball every 5th day from here until October? Probably not. That's fine, but for the time being, CeeLo, he does have to figure it out. And I don't think, to Aaron Boone's point, fatigue is why he struggled in these last couple of starts. I think it's far more mechanical. I think he has to make that adjustment. Obviously, Matt Blake is going to go to work, and they're going to try to figure that out over these next few starts. But for the time being, he's in a rotation. Case closed.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see fatigue. I think it's a young pitcher that, I mean, if you go back to a couple years ago before he underwent his Tommy John surgery, and even the first few starts of this year where, you know, command and mechanics sometimes can be a little off. Now, maybe not to this extent where the numbers have ballooned across these last 3 starts, but he's really supposed to be a 4th, 5th starter in this rotation. So if you can get him somewhere in the middle ground, you'd obviously sign for that right now. Now that Garrett Cole's back in the rotation and you're waiting on Clark Schmidt to return. So I think you need to lie somewhere in the middle. He obviously doesn't need to be as dominant as he was, where we'd be talking about him potentially starting the All-Star game for the American League. But you can't have this version where you can't rely upon him to get through 3, 4, in this case, 3 into the 5th inning. But the ERA skyrocketing. He's having trouble putting guys away. He's hitting batters. He's got no feel. And then all of a sudden you leave the fastball over the middle of the plate. I don't care how hard you throw. Major league hitters can turn that around. And that was some damage that the Reds did to him in this particular game.
I think that was perfectly said. In their last 15 games, they're 4-11. So, CeeLo, do you think that the Yankees can afford to wait until the trade deadline or to add, or do you think that they need to show more urgency?
The problem is we talk about affording it. I think the prices right now, because we're so far out still from the trade deadline and there's so many teams in the mix for wild card spots because of the format, you're going to pay a premium right now. And it's similar to the conversation we've had about with the Mets and adding a bullpen arm. I mean, on paper, sure, it'd be great to add somebody right now, and they definitely have some areas of need, especially while Stanton's down. You got nothing out of Rizzo before he got hurt. LeMahieu's a shell of himself. Torres has been slow out of the gates. Volpe is struggling now. So you go right on down outside of Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. There's not a lot happening, so it'd be nice to add an influx of talent or just a bit of a spark to the offense. But I don't know that there's anyone really looking to sell right now that's making anybody the Yankees would be interested in or would help them in this moment available. And if they are, at this stage, still a month and change to go before the trade deadline, or right around a month to go before the trade deadline, you're probably going to be paying a premium.
Eventually, the Yankees will be able to add to this team. They're not going to be able to add to this team at this point in time when you only have about 4 or 5 sellers. To your point, the wild card now being expanded, a lot of these teams don't know what they want to do. They may not know what they want to do until you hit, I don't know, the end of July, for goodness sake. So let's talk internal. Alex Verdugo and Anthony Volpe need to get it together. Yeah. We spend a lot of time talking about the older, struggling Yankees. We get it with DJ LeMahieu. We know Gleyber Torres has had his fair share of struggles. But Anthony Volpe, at the beginning of the year, looked like he was going to have a monstrous season. He has completely cooled off to the point where you wonder if keeping him in the leadoff spot is the right course of action. Yeah. Verdugo, I said it the other day, since he hit the home run in Boston, what has happened to this guy? He's parading around the bases. He hasn't hit in a few weeks. They need those guys to hit. They are supposed to be prime players complementing Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. And right now, Michelle, it's a 2-man show in the Yankee lineup. That's not good enough.
Quickly, how do you think Yankees fans feel about the state of the team right now?
I think the realistic Yankee fan realizes that it's a team that's going to probably win a lot of regular season games. They'll contend for the division title, but it's going to have its question marks and its holes that need to be addressed at the trade deadline. And even beyond that, always comes back to how is this lineup going to fare in October against big-time pitching. That's where they come up short time and time again. Right now, I have no reason to believe that's going to change.
Well, the Yankees have a chance to take Game 2 on Wednesday with Rodon on the mound. Guys, thanks so much.